Well, hello, welcome back. Alright, you ready for this one? My first potato bake. So way back when I was 17, it was the first time I've made this. I've made it through about 3 decades since, and it is still one of my favourite potato bakes. Okay, so the first thing we need is roughly 1.5 kilo of spuds. We need to peel them. Alright, so now we want to slice them up. And I like doing them a thickness like that. Alright, and chuck them all in a large saucepan. Alright, cover them in water, stick them on the stove top between medium and high. Now as soon as it starts to boil, they will take between 3 and 5 minutes. So you want to be able to stick the fork in and they're soft, but you don't want them breaking apart soft, you only want them just soft. As soon as they're ready, put them straight into a strainer and drain them really well. Alright, so I've got 6 medium tomatoes here. I'm going to slice them up really thin. I like it really thin. You can do it thin or thick. So I ended up slicing up 4 tomatoes, 4 medium tomatoes, and I think that'll be plenty. Now I've got 2 brown onions and 12 bacon top slices. They're pretty big ones. I'm going to dice up both, throw them both into a large frying pan, fry them up until they've got a beautiful colour all over, and then set it aside. Alright, spuds are done and they're draining. Okay, now we're on to the cheese sauce. So I love to use the shelf cheese, cheddar cheese. You can get the Dairy Lee or the Kraft one. You'll find them next to the Vegemite and peanut paste. You need 250 grams grated, but you can use any cheese you've got. Once that's done, set it aside for a minute. Now we need to get out a medium to large saucepan. Now we want to stick 50 grams of butter in there and set it on the stove top for a minute. Now we need 1/4 cup of plain flour, 1 teaspoon of mustard powder, and 1/4 teaspoon of paprika. Now I like using the sweet paprika. Alright, move that aside and keep that handy. Now we want 2 cups of milk. Alright, now we've got everything ready to go onto the stove top. So the first thing we want to do is put our stove top on medium and melt down our butter. Okay, once the butter is melted, we want to add our flour mix. We want to mix it in really well until we get it nice and smooth. Once we've got it smooth like that, and now it's starting to bubble a little bit, we want to cook it out for exactly 1 minute by constantly stirring it and cooking out that flour. Okay, once a minute's up, take it off of the heat for a second. Now with the milk, we want to slowly pour it in and constantly mix it all through. All in, back onto the stove top it goes. Okay, now we just want to constantly stir it, and then as it goes to boil, that's when it will start thickening. It's not going to thicken heaps and heaps, but you will notice a difference when you're stirring it. Now that it's thickened up, it's probably only around the boiling mark. You'll definitely feel it. But see how now it's coating the spoon? Like that. That's perfect and ready to go. Alright, now we want to bang our cheese in there really quick. All of it. And we just want to keep mixing it around really well until it's all totally melted in and it's nice and smooth. Now that we've got it nice and smooth, take her off. Alright, first of all you need to get yourself out an oven-proof dish. And the first thing we do is we want to layer it with our spuds. Once we've got our first layer down, we want to grab roughly 1/4 of the bacon and onion. Spread it over it. And now we want to put a thin layer of our tomato. Now at this stage you can put some salt and pepper over if you want. I don't bother with the salt because I think the bacon just makes it perfectly salty. And pepper, I'm a big one for having them on the table, and if you want to add it, yeah, add it. But yeah, totally up to you. If you want to put some salt and pepper in, do it now. Now I'm just going to grab one of my 1/2 cup measurements, and I am just going to drizzle some of the cheese sauce over the top. Don't need a lot because we'll put the rest on top and it'll go through it. And then the next layer. God, yum. Did I mention just how bloody nice this is? Now this is optional, you don't have to do it. You can either put a little bit of mozzarella over the top, but like I said, you don't have to. And I'm going to put breadcrumbs over the top of that. So you can do the mozzarella and then breadcrumbs, or you can do just breadcrumbs, or you can do neither. So just a little bit. So I love using the breadcrumbs because it gives it that little crunchy, chewy top on it. So just a nice little even amount over the whole thing. Okay, so our oven should be up to 180 degrees by now. Alright, so you want to get your baking dish and you want to put it onto a cookie tray. Now this way, if it overflows at all, it's not going to make a mess at the bottom of your oven or stink it out. Alright, now we're going to bang it in there for 45 minutes. Mate, 45 minutes later and yum! Alright, so this is awesome to eat on its own or as a side dish. Look at this. Oh. It would make 6 big serves easy. Now, if you're single, you can, once it's cooled down, you can put it in the fridge. Once it's gone completely cold, really easy to cut up into pieces, wrap and freeze. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. Have yourselves a cracker of a night. I'll see you soon. Bye.